Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Welcome to my accommodation for the night in Manchester. Obviously, we've got the game 8 o'clock tonight at the Etihad. Been in Manchester a couple of hours now. You would have seen the video at Central Station, well, at the Metro Station on the way to Central Station this morning. There'll be a match reaction after full time tonight, and there will be a full vlog of today's adventure. Maybe really start tomorrow, to be fair, since it's a late one tonight. I'll probably bring out the vlog tomorrow, but I'm just going to jump on quickly before we do head out for a couple of drinks before the match to bring you the news, the big news, the breaking news that wasn't meant to be breaking, if you like. You know what I mean? It was a mistake by Amazon Prime to release episodes 3 and 4 of the new We Are Newcastle United documentary. They have been releasing one episode every Friday, every week. There's 4 episodes in total, but it came out earlier this afternoon that they had actually released 3 and 4 in error. It must have been error. Someone's getting sacked, basically. Someone's had a massive cock up. And they released episode 3 and 4. They have now been removed. And the big deal regarding that isn't just like, obviously with this documentary, you know, last night's episode 2, you know it was about the Carabao Cup. You already know we got beat. There's no spoiler alert there. But there was a massive spoiler alert in these last 2 episodes, and that was Castore on the way out, Adidas on the way back in. The iconic 3 stripes is returning to St James's Park. They will become Newcastle United's new main sponsor. Alright, they've seen it in the documentary, episode 3 I think it was, or one of those last 2 episodes. You can see the likes of Peter Silverstone and Darren Eales travelling to Adidas headquarters in Germany, and then you've got Alan Shearer narrating that part, saying the deal could be worth up to hundreds of millions across the 5-year spell. We've just recently seen Man United sign a massive deal with Adidas again in Newcastle. They've talked about it in episode 2 of the documentary that has been released, that they need to grow revenue, marketing. That's why they chose Salah. You know, they were the biggest bidders, but obviously the links to Saudi to grow Newcastle as the main team over there. But, you know, they've went with Adidas, that we are returning to Adidas, obviously iconic sponsor throughout those 90s with brown ale as well, but the 3 stripes, the entertainers. Murad Gadusi also says in this episode that it's like partners reigniting. It's like a love affair that's came back together. That's the way he described it as well. You know, it's a big one. You know, it was always that one whenever Newcastle was sponsored by Puma and now Castore, and everyone always cries out for the return of Adidas. Well, now you've got your wish, because Adidas will be coming back as Newcastle United's main shirt sponsor. The supplier, the manufacturer will be Adidas. Like I said, loads of years wanted that. For me, honestly, Castore, the designs are spot on. I think these 3 kits this season are some of the nicest we've seen in years, especially the home one. This away one I'm a big fan of. The 3rd one, I think they've nailed the designs. What they haven't nailed is the quality and the distribution. We know loads of people are waiting on these products to be delivered for weeks. Not good enough. The stock at the stadium, at shops, not good enough. The sizes, the availability. And for me on my home one, I've already got clicks down the middle of it, only worn it about 3 times. So yes, the quality isn't there, and it is a new company, if you like. They've only been going a few years, whereas Adidas are obviously one of the biggest brands in the world. Them and Nike is what you'd regard as, you know, the biggest sport manufacturers. So to bring them back on board, and mainly for the money as well, obviously this will massively increase our revenue, which obviously helps us fight financial fair play. And it is going to be class, to be honest with you, to see those 3 stripes return to a Newcastle United shirt. And yeah, buzzing for it. Because I think Adidas overall, in terms of, you look at Arsenal and the amount of, you know, merchandise, if you like, they bring out all the different kits and training wear and different collections that they bring out are stunning. They'll have some unbelievable designs, and it'll be class to have. I think when you want to be a big team as well, you know, I think there won't be many teams in the Champions League that are sponsored by Castore, will there? Do you know what I mean? Like, not many people even abroad would have heard of Castore, really, but if you're sponsored by Adidas, it gives you that official look. You look like the real deal, and to bring them back after that relationship we did have in the 90s with them makes sense, class. And like I say, if it's going to boost our revenue and income and everything, then we're on to an absolute winner. And I'm really excited to see what they've got in store and what plans they've got and what kind of kits we'll be bringing out. But surely the first one's got to be the old Grandad collar. They've got to go back to that old retro design, haven't they? But that's the breaking news anyway. Just thought I'd bring you it, that, you know, Amazon have messed up and mistakenly revealed that Adidas will be replacing Castore as Newcastle United shirt sponsor. Whether that be at the start of next season, apparently Newcastle are working on the deal to get Castore out early, like they did with Funny at 8. I can't confirm or deny whether that's the case. Castore do still have 1 year left on the current deal, so they technically should be our kit suppliers next year, but whether or not Staveley, Eales and Silverstone and the rest of them have struck a deal to end that partnership early. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that gets real in the episode. Obviously, I haven't seen it. We've just seen the leaks on social media. I've been walking around Manchester and I'm about to go and walk about it some more and get a nice little pint, not a little one, big one, lots of them, before the Etihad, before the game tonight, buzzing for it. Right then, cheers everyone. Let us know what you think of Adidas coming back to Newcastle United to supply our kits as our main sponsor. Subscribe to my channel TV, and I'll see you on the next one.